What is going on, everyone? My name's Boit, and I'm back with some more Age Mythology Retold action. Well, today we're going to be doing a little bit of theory crafting here. This is a strategy that as soon as I saw this tech while playing through the campaign and I actually fully understood what it was, my brain started ticking about ways in which we can exploit this tech to the biggest ability. So the tech that I'm talking about is the Heri unique technology, which allows your fortresses to build Myrmidon for free. It costs a lot of resources. I think it's like 400 or 300 and 40 favor. So it's a ton of resources for the tech. Don't get me wrong, but my brain is ticking saying, well, if I just build 5, 6, 7, like if I just max out all my fortresses, I've just got a plenty vault in terms of resources coming through worth of Myrmidon. So we're going to be rushing that tech out. But the question is, how do you get there efficiently? How do you get there such that you're not too far behind on economy and that everything is safe? Because we're rushing the Mythic Age and all the problems that are going to come from there. So basically, my idea here is that in Age Mythology, there is 3 things you can do. In RTS games in general, there are 3 things you can kind of do. Thing number 1 is build military. Thing number 2 is get yourself economy. Thing number 3 is get yourself tech. Now, generally, the most you can do is pick 2 of these. You can either go military and tech, you can go military and economy, you can go economy and tech. Obviously, you can also go one of them much harder, but in general, these are less efficient, not less efficient, just less successful strategies, with the exception of maybe just pure military, which is a big rush, right? That can be very, very good a lot of the time as well, though. I find that as games get a little bit more solved, defensive play gets a little bit better, those rushes start becoming a little bit more cheesy, and you stop seeing them and you start seeing more of the kind of dipping into 2. So I'm going to be dipping into the tech economy route here, in that I can build myself a villager center to protect my gold mine, which is going to be really, really important to defend when going for a tech play. Now, normally Greek can't really do tech plays because he doesn't get, or they don't get free towers like the Egyptians do. So Egyptians can very easily do a 2-town center fast heroic, for example, because they get all these free towers. Now, I think with this villager center sitting on my gold mine, if my opponent decides to rush me, I can just use that villager center, garrison a unit inside of it, and that villager center is now going to be able to help defend against any sort of early game pressure onto that gold mine, and I'm going to at least be able to get to heroic age off of 2 town centers here, and then I can start maybe changing my plan if I'm getting rushed. Now, I'm obviously going to be reacting to whatever my opponent's doing and trying to figure things out from there. But that's the idea here thus far. So we're rushing out a villager center. This is a very, very standard classical age timing here. I think I went for about a 4-minute or 4-minute advance time, maybe a little bit faster than a 4-minute advance time here, 3 minutes 45. You can check that build out. This is very similar to the build that I've got up on YouTube for Greeks. So you can check that one out if you want to get into it more, or you can just follow along what I did here in this video. But the big important thing here is I've left 1 villager on favor. I did the math on it to get 40 favor, to get the fortress out. I needed to have a villager on the temple for the entirety of the game since it gets built. So I'm going to do that. You also see I'm going to be going to my chickens. I'm looking to not go out of my base here at the moment, just in case my opponent rushes me or something. I'm scouting around trying to see what my opponent's doing there. Very, very important to get all these things out. Now, one thing to note here is I can't actually afford my town center here, so it's probably a better idea to maybe go up 15 seconds later. I go in for a 4-minute here, because then I would have had an extra 60-ish resources. And you can see town center goes down. I'm going to go down on the gold mine. I'm then going to start taking villagers off of wood, because I don't need that much wood anymore. I just need a house here or there and a market. This is important. So instead of going for an armory, I'm going to go for a market instead. This is going to be able to, this is going to mean that I'm going to be able to trade for resources that I might need. like, say for example, I don't have enough food, I can throw everyone onto gold, and then I can buy some food to advance and make that work there. Okay, so my opponent goes through Hermes. He's a little bit late, but I mean, it's kind of standard Titans timings there as well anyways. So, yeah, we'll see how it's all going to go. But you can see the town center comes up. I got plenty of resources. His centaur is there. I'm going to bolt his centaur just to try and get as much harass in as possible. I've already picked up a villager. I wasn't expecting to get any value out of this centaur. I was actually expecting it to get bolted pretty much instantly. It seems to be kind of standard, but he allowed me to get some pressure on and then finally decided to bolt it afterwards. Now, I think the important thing here, and I'm kind of doing it, kind of not. I need to be scouting out what he's doing. I saw he went through Hermes, so I'm not too scared about any sort of rushes. I saw his centaur, so I know he's not attacking my villagers. So I'm going to go out onto this hunt on the front and try and get as much of this as I possibly can, saving my cows and my base here as well for the villager center, while I have a ton of villagers on gold, just trying to get me up to 500 gold, get myself to the next age. Apparently I'm housed here because I'm bad at the game. Don't be bad at the game. Get your house up. I think maybe if you get a town center on a settlement here, you'd actually not need to get a house up. But again, if you do that, then your home gold mine's going to be open. So I wasn't 100% sure on what to do. I see he's scouting my my hunt here, but I'm fairly confident that I've got ceasefire. If I need to use ceasefire, I can do that. I can just then run away. So if he wants to attack me there, no worries. I'll deal with it when it comes, but I'm not super worried here about anything, as my need for wood has kind of come through here. He's found my scout. He's still not attacking my forward hunt, so this is obviously really good for me. So I know he scouted my town center as well. So let's talk a little bit now about what the villager center actually means in terms of like what your opponent is going to be thinking. So if I see a villager center from my opponent, my immediate thought process is, why did you go villager center here? I'm just going to grab a settlement and I'm going to be in front. And while you are correct in a way, what a villager center is it's a building which you do not need to walk to the next town center to get it. Now, it's obviously kind of close in this situation to get that other town center. In hindsight, that settlement out there was perfect to defend myself with some good building placement, but this is more of a theory crafting thing. You're not going to be able to do that every single game. But the point here is I don't have any walking time. So while the town center does train villagers slower, I get it up faster and my villagers get back to work faster. So I'm actually in front over a second town center for a little bit of time here before they actually catch up with the extra villagers coming out 5 seconds faster or whatever it is. So there is some method to the madness here going on. Now, we're going to go up to the heroic age. I picked, I actually can't remember what I picked. I think I picked Apollo here. But Apollo or Dionysus, I'm not sure it matters too much. You just want this myth unit to kind of help defend against any sort of light pressure. So it doesn't really matter which one it is. The Manticore is strong, the Hydra is strong. I wouldn't really worry too much about it. Obviously, Underworld is going to be a really nice thing to do as well to help defend yourself. And I'm just trying to gear up to afford a fortress that I can place in my main base to defend my home gold mine and defend everything in here. Because my opponent hasn't attacked me yet, I don't need to get watchtowers or anything. That's obviously an option to go for as well if your opponent's being aggressive. But yeah, if I can get a fortress up in my main base, I know that there's not going to be all too much he can do to kill me, and I still have myself ceasefire. So put a whole bunch of villagers over onto the gold here. I got plenty of wood. I can probably take villagers off wood, but I do need to keep getting houses and things like that. He's trying to scout me out and seeing what I'm doing, but I mean, at this point, I'm all good. Unfortunately, I was not paying attention to my Manticore, and it is going to wander off into the abyss. I'm not playing on my my setup that I'm used to. I'm playing on my laptop, and things are actually very challenging for me. Not to make any excuses, but this is not... I'm missing a lot of stuff, just trying to get used to the surroundings that I'm in. But yes, we're going to be going for the Mythic Age here as soon as possible. And it's going to be a relatively quick Mythic Age here for a 2-town center advance time. For the fact that you also have to get a fortress now on the Titans, a 2-town center fast Mythic might be a little bit quicker because you only have to build a market, saving you around about 400 resources. Market only costs 300 wood. Fortress costs 10 favor, 300 gold. So plus the 300 wood as well. So you're kind of getting away with a lot here. I can sell that that wood there, and I can actually start buying food, and we're going to start getting going. Now, unfortunately, actually, we'll talk a little bit about, before we get into the unfortunate parts about what's going on here, and you guys can tell me what you think about this build afterwards. The big thing that this build does is, again, with a far second town center here, the thought process that goes through my mind when someone goes for a villager center is, well, I'm just going to go for a gold starve here because you're staying in your base, not doing anything. I can just mass units and come and kill you. Well, my gold mine hasn't expired yet. I'm going Mythic Age. I'm going to have Lightning Storm. If you want to go for a gold starve, good luck. My Lightning Storm is going to kill all of your units, and I'm going to be completely fine here. So it's not an option to go for a gold starve in these sorts of situations. Lightning Storm is going to be able to defend me. Now, my opponent's gone for 2 town centers, so I'm kind of... I know that he could go 2 town centers and have an army out here, but I'm going to be a little bit ballsy and try and get this next fortress up just because I can, and I've got the resources to do so while also affording this this technology. And you can see he walks in, he sees my fortress, he sees my town center, he gets scared, he leaves. He also sees another fortress coming up on that second gold mine, so he doesn't even get to deny that one. So I'm very, very happy about the position I'm in at the moment. So I can grab this second gold mine, and I can start thinking about getting myself the technology for free Myrmidons. Now, another reason for why this strategy I think is really, really good, potentially, now it might be awful, I don't know, is on the Titans, a army composition that was insanely good was Myrmidon Heliopoli. So not only can I just continue to spam out fortresses here, getting a whole bunch of villagers on wood and gold, I don't actually need to spend any food on the Myrmidon. I just get villagers out. I just need around about 8 to 9 villagers on food to support villager production. Everything else goes on to wood and gold, and I just make Heliopoli out of my fortresses, as well as building more fortresses for more Myrmidons. And I'm just going to have such an insanely strong army coming very, very quickly. And it's going to be really challenging for my opponent here to defend against that sort of stuff. So we've clicked up this upgrade. It takes around about 40 seconds for it to come through. I've got my Lightning Storm. Everything is looking like I'm getting what I want here. And my opponent is in a bit of a challenging position. I can also get out all my heroes. Getting out an early Bellerophon here as well. Bellerophon is such an insanely strong unit to have. It's going to pick off any sort of myth unit spammage that your opponent is going to be going for as well. And then as soon as this technology comes in, you can see I'm already ready basically to throw another fortress down. A couple more villagers on favor at this point wouldn't have gone astray, just so I can afford some more fortresses. You can see maybe having, yeah, I'm pretty close to affording it, but I just can't, as I'm looking to get that one up on the other side of the map there. But yeah, unfortunately, we come in with our first attack on our opponent here, stopping him getting his own fortress up as he's kind of being distracted around on the bottom side of the map there, and get another fortress down as well, and he's just going to lose a bunch of villagers here. Not the strongest of opponents, not the best sort of judge of whether or not this strategy is good. This is just theory crafting at the moment, but you can see by the 13-minute mark, as he does resign, my Myrmidon are coming through. You can see in the global overview there that I'm about to get my first 2 Myrmidon out, and they're just going to keep on coming. They're just going to keep on coming and coming and coming, and I'm just going to get more fortresses, get more Myrmidon, and then eventually I'm going to start saying, all right, time to get some Heliopoli out, and I've got a ridiculously strong army. Anyways, let me know what you think about this kind of theory crafting. Let me know if there's any other crazy technology combinations that you think are in the game, and I'll start thinking about ways in which I can abuse those as well. But this one is definitely one that I'm looking at to go, oh, this is going to be fun to utilize. There's a lot of like really sneaky strategies in Retold, I think, that aren't just going to be your stock standard spam units at your opponent and pray type stuff. So definitely put your thinking caps on. Let me know what you guys think is good. Let me know if you think that this strategy is any good as well. My name is Boit, and I'll see you guys in the next game.